Okay, so definitely wanted to follow up on this on my last market update that I made today on July 31st. I said I was trying to show you kind of three different, like something from 2019 in comparison to now. But you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. I figured out how to do it on the weekly chart, but it really refers back to this. My post that I was made on July 15th, which is obviously things are range bound, that's fine, but it's just a matter of what does it look like. This is our biggest support right in here, and I can't actually, can I make this bigger? So this is that $60,000 range, right? So basically we've broken up and now we're consolidating up here. And I said, we're either going to go down or down, retest this area and go back up, or really all the way down. And so it kind of shows you, I mean, it's kind of dumb to say it's going to go up or down, but where I'm going with this is where the support is. So here's your support. And what I found since then is looking back in the past, I still, like I said, think we're going to fill this open interest, and I still think there's some sort of lower level down in here. And when I come back over here, instead of the 50, what did I have that at? I had it like 53,000, I think. If I look at, which one are you? Binance. Okay, if I look at those little boxes I just made, I just expanded the box instead of just being, because I'm on the weekly chart, I just expanded the box a little bit bigger. But it's because we had, obviously this candle's what this first big breakdown at the beginning of this month really creates. All right, here's our new bottom. After this, it's probably farther down, but I just don't think that's going to happen at this point. So all that to say, let me come back over here and show you really what I found and really where I think we are today. So if we come back to 2019, I was counting very similarly, right? Big bull flag, everything's fine. This one's starting to go down a little bit, but really you have this trend line that's essentially, testing, it's filling these liquidity pools from the pole of the bull flag, right? So again, it's a flagpole. So big flagpole up, and it's going to paint some sort of flag. Sometimes the wind's not blowing, so it goes down a little bit. No big deal. But these things typically break to the upside. But you really have it tested, and then it breaks down again, making people think like, ooh, we're going lower and lower then. Cool. And so it's going to take out all the stop losses here, take out all the stop losses here. But you have one touch, two touch, three touch. Then it breaks up, making think everybody, hey, we're going to go to the moon or whatever, which in the long run we will, right? And then once it does that, this is called a bull trap. Interestingly, then it breaks to the downside. It fills all this liquidity, all of these liquidity pulls down here. It takes out any traders who had stop losses. The market makers get to make money, and then it can go and do its own thing, right? In our case, in 2024 here, you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see some touches. I think it is eventually going to break to the upside, except we have this open interest liquidity pool at the very top. So I think that it's going to go all the way up first. Then it's going to go ahead and break to the downside to some extent and fill in liquidity pools. So then we come up here. Oh, love it. I absolutely love it. So, right. So now you have essentially really the same thing. Kind of like one touch-ish, two touch-ish. We're testing this line. Great. Everything's fine with that. We might come down one more time. You never know. First. But chances are we're probably going to go up. We're probably going to, get this fill of this liquidity pool up here, this open interest from 71 to 73,000 that isn't tested, and then it's going to break down. You'll see this big wick down here, taking out a lot of these liquidity pools, really filling them in. And I don't think we're going to go lower than where this consolidation is right here at 51-ish, 52, 50, almost 53. So I think we'll come down to, like, if we were to come down that low, we'd come all the way down to 53. Chances are, especially when you look at a daily chart, you're just going to fill these wicks. And so will we get to 53.7? It's very possible. If we break down, here's your top of your support right over here at 52.9. So anywhere from, I guess you could say 52.9 if really there's a lot of pressure there, up to maybe even 56, just where these bodies are. So that's kind of the short term. But definitely kind of wanted to show you really how and I think I can get it all on one screen now. It just doesn't look very pretty, but definitely like you're the market is seeing the trend here. We're getting a break. We're getting people to buy in. The market makers dump it on you. Now this is also COVID, which is a deviation of the entire pattern, which is a whole other interesting variable that I don't even know how we could reverse engineer that to figure out like what that buying and selling pressure is. We could look at volume, we could look at a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, uh, this whole thing, everything sold off. And in fact, in my market video that I just made, I just talked about how when markets sell off, everything sells off, right? If Bitcoin was really this solid standard that, is the greatest hedge of all time against, the U.S. economy's, poor decisions, which to some extent it is, then everybody would have just stayed in here. But you don't. You see it sell off, and that's totally okay. It's totally normal, and it's totally fine. And so anyway, just thought I'd share that I think really where we are in this process is like we're right in here, right? We're really kind of in this spot where we're kind of consolidating. We're retesting some lower ranges, filling in some liquidity pools, and that's fine. I'm expecting to some extent that we're going to go up and that we're going to go down. In which order, I don't know. I think it makes the most sense to break up, take out any of the short positions, and then the market makers are going to take out any of the long positions. And really what I mean by that, for those who don't know, just as a fun little education thing here, is let's just say I place a trade, whatever, it doesn't even matter, like at this price point right here, 8,500-ish, okay? Actually, I got a better idea. Let me actually put in a long position here. Sorry, the distractions. Okay, so let's just say I place a trade here. And let's say I think it's going to go to the moon. Well, what I'm going to do if I put my trade in here is I'm literally going to say I start here. And I really am anticipating it to go up, and I'll kind of take my profit up here somewhere, wherever you set that. But I'm going to have a stop loss in case I'm wrong. And so I'm going to move my stop loss. I'm going to set that to where if the market overnight comes down here and it goes lower than this price, I want the market to go ahead and sell it for me because I might be asleep, right? So I'm setting up the trade. I'm starting here. I say take the profit for me here and get me out of the trade if it's here, right? Wherever that is. Chances are, if I was doing it literally right in here, this would have been actually a killer place to get in, to be honest. And I would probably just put it like right beneath here, right? That's actually like how I would look at this from the 3 seconds I'm looking at it. So let's say I start here. First starts off, it's like, holy cow, this is great. Then I'm going to draw down and it stops me out right here, right? But even had I known that, right? Let's just say we move a little bit over here. And now I really think I'm right? I'm going to move my stop loss down, which again is just, it's an order you're putting in ahead of time. I'm going to put it below whatever the most recent low wick is. And let's just say I actually get in here, right? It's like, yeah, this is good. Slanting down means that it's going to break to the upside. I'll go ahead and enter in here. We're starting to go up a little bit. I put it in here and it didn't actually get to my profit. So I'm still in the trade. And what happens? Comes back down, it ends up wicking me out, and I'm out of the trade. So I'm no longer in the trade, and now the market can go ahead and move up. So oddly enough, I was on a plane the day this happened. I'll never forget it. And I was trying to buy it on the plane Wi-Fi, literally on the way down at like $6,500. And like I could not get orders to fill like below that. I couldn't get an order to place below 6,500, and I was just watching it and like down by $4,000, and I'm like, this is absolutely insane. How do I get more money into this? I don't have more money. Where is this going? What's happening? And you're just hearing all these crazy things because everything was so uncertain on those couple of days. But anyway, that's the story. I'm sticking to it. So just thought I would kind of go ahead and point out that story that I was trying to get to earlier, but I do think we're somewhere right in this range where we've tested it. I think we're going to break to the upside eventually. And then I think they're going to wick everybody out and that's going to go. And I could be wrong. We could just go to the moon from here and that could be fine too. I will happily take it. But for now, just thought I would share. Hope you're doing well. See ya.